Alright, working on these Stroker 45 motor here again. This is Mike's Flywheel. So I just got done cutting the washer hole out in here. So here is the uncut one. So this is where the stock Harley thrust washer goes to. So this is the one we're putting in there. And as you can see, it doesn't quite fit. So it's a little bit too big. So I can open them up a little bit. So that's what we're doing over here. Now, we still got to deal with the dowel pinhole I haven't put in here yet, but anyway, that goes right in there like that. So it fits up in there now. Only got about 2 thou clearance on this. It's trying to go in there, but not quite because the washers or the little dowel pin's in the way. So I'm going to have to put the dowel pin in these holes, into these washers, which are heat treated. So I have to use a carbide drill. That ought to be fun. That'll be the next thing to figure out how to do. So yeah, that's it. This one's all done. So we're going to go ahead and do another one now. So you can see how we do it. This is our depth stop down here. And this here is the special bit I ground that gets me up in there inside that hole where it's real nice and tight. And you got to have it undercut here to clear the diameter of the cut in there. It's hard to see it, but anyway, the cutter has to clear that diameter. So anyway, it's all fun stuff you get to play with. You have to make everything. What else is new? Okay, so I'm going to try not to disturb the setup here too much. Get this out of the way so I can room to work. Alright. Now I'm using a 6-jaw chuck. This jaw doesn't do anything. It's not hitting on the flywheel. The other 5 are doing something now. The right direction would help. Alright, one down. Use a lead hammer to just knock it in flat. It's basically a dead blow type thing with a lot of mass behind it. That's why the lid works so good. Looks good on a lot of things. Okay, we use our dial indicator here to make sure this thing is straight. Appears to be nice and round, or concentric I should say. Okay, the needle right here is not moving. Not much anyway. It's at about 3/4 of a thou. I had to recenter up my chuck jaw to make that do that, on my chuck. I have a chuck you can move side to side. It was 10 thou out when we started with the other wheel. Alright, side to side is usually with about a 1. That's what we had before, so I'm going to check it again. You can just look at an eyeball to see it's not wobbling around, so that's close enough usually, just for this application. Okay, now we can move this all the way in here. We'll redo this. Alright, so the fun part about this deal was you have to clear the dowel pin. It comes around right like that, and it goes clunk right into your cutter. So you have minimum clearances in there. So I go into, that should be close to 0 if the flywheels are the same. So you can see how close the dowel pin is. I purposely cut the cutter really thin, so I actually have quite a bit of clearance. But that is a problem. If I just use a regular boring bar, like one of these, that dowel pin will go clunk right up against this thing and destroy it. Or it'd cut the dowel pin off. If those are soft, it'd cut it off. If they're heat treated, it would break this. And screw up the dowel pin and the flywheel. So that's what we had to do what we did. Okay, so now we'll make sure everything clears, which it seems to. Okay, we move this in here until it touches. You'll hear it. Okay, looks like we hit right there, about one under like before. I hear it hitting. Okay, now we're cutting the washer, it's bigger now. So we're at 30. Each line is 2 thou. That was 10, 20, 30, 40. We feed it out. Got that far. Alright, so now we got to run number 1 this time. Before I was going to, should have been about 0, but I went a little bit past. Things keep moving a little bit. Okay, get this out of the way. Crank, 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 crank. You get room in there to get with your caliper and measure it. Let's see what we got. We're at 2 inches and 6 thousandths. There's 7 thousandths. Okay, you can see that little mark there where I just cut. It's on the outside edge there, about 70 or 80 thou right there. That's where we just opened it up. Okay, so the washer is 2048 to 2050. We're at 6 or 7. So theoretically, we have another 40 thousandths to go, a little extra. That'd be more than we had over here before. Okay, get that in there. Make sure you do clear the dowel pin before you come in. We know this little past 0 is where you hit. Turn the wheel off. Okay, make sure the dowel pin clears right there. We are, so we're good rotation. We'll go 1 under on the dial right there. Let's see what it cuts at this time. We were at 1 before. Yeah, it's repeating this time. Okay, so we needed how much? 20? No, we needed a lot. Yeah, I lost track. 50, I think. 20. Theoretically, we're at 30. Everything out. Let's go measure what we got. It's a good thing we didn't go any extra. We're at 48. 49. That's the same thing I did on the last one. It's at 49. And I wanted 50. To get 50, I took 2.5 out. Okay, this time we were at 5 under. So this lathe does not repeat on these numbers, which is kind of disappointing. Because it means I can't use it. My guess is this cross slide's moving around a little bit each time I do this. Okay, we should clear. We're good. 1 under. Zero. That's where I went to before. Theoretically, that should be around about 1 thou. I'm going to give it the whole. It's exactly the same number I had before. see it's cutting. Looks like it cut a couple thou. Yeah, we'll see if it cut a couple thou again. We're not cutting no more, so I'm going to run this thing way out. Alright. Turn that off. Give it a blow job. High pressure. Alright, let's go see what we got here. Uh, 50.5. Good. Oh, there's the 51. I was shooting for 50.5. Yeah. This caliper sets a little bit off on the OD. I think they're off by 1,000. So actually, 51 should be about 50. Okay, so I think we're on good on that. The washer is 48, as I recall on this washer. And it appears to be fitting in the holder. It's supposed to, minus the dowel pin, of course. Alright, so there's another wheel done. Okay, now I gotta deburr it though, because I hate burrs. Burrs are bad. We do not like burrs around here. Alright, so I'll use this one here because this one's ground right to the point, right up to the tip. This one here, Fancy Nancy one, it's radiused all the way down to here, so the first 1/16 of an inch doesn't do anything. So I use my modified one, which is dull. One deburred edge. Can't have any burrs on anything I do. Cut me. So you see a little shiny mark right there in the corner. Right there. That would be our deburr. This line that's coming out right here is what we just cut. So that's how much bigger we made it, roughly. Alright. So now that has been modified. Okay. Grab our tools here. Okay, so now we can see a little bit better what's going on. So that goes right in there. So now I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to put this dowel pin hole in here. I haven't quite figured that one out yet. Not sure how we're going to do that. I kind of got an idea what I'm going to do. Basically, going to use the milling machine over here. We're going to dial indicate in the center of this. Move over here and measure what the center line dimension is exactly on center to what that is. I can roughly tell what it is with a scale, which is over here right now. So if you take that and put it right in the middle, and look over here where the dimension is at, you can see from the 4 to here looks like about 730 thousandths. Roughly. Now to make sure this is on center, you look at the both sides here. See it's 4 plus a little bit, 4 plus a little bit. Looks like I'm maybe slightly more to the right here, which will give me about 5 more thou over here. So maybe around 740 then instead of 730, 735. But it's not 3/4. 3/4 would be 750. That'd be too easy. That's why we're going to actually measure it in real world. Then I'll go ahead and put this into the mill and somehow hold this. Probably just using a 3-jaw chuck would be my guess. Then I'll have to indicate the center of the hole, which will put me on center again. And then I just move the mill over and poke the hole. I'll have to find me something hard, carbide, some type. Something I want to destroy. So, because it probably won't be too happy drilling through heat-treated washers. But anyway, that'll be something I'll have to figure out. So I'll have to go find me a drill chuck to use. I got a pretty good idea where one's at. Right over here. Yeah, there's probably one floating around down here somewhere. I used to have a small one. I don't see it right now. It's buried in here somewhere. Yep, it disappeared. Or it's buried where we can't see it. I don't see it. Yeah, worst the case, we'll pull out either the big 3 jaw or the 4 jaw, and we'll use those. We'll find one to use. Hell, I might even find out in my other truck. It's missing. Probably buried in there somewhere, just can't find it. Anyway, that would hold it, and then I can't use this because this collet holder, because I don't have a collet that's big enough. This only works on small stuff. Otherwise I could use something like that. But I gotta get 90 degrees to the table so that we can go straight down like this. Can't drill sideways. So, alright, so that'll be the next thing to figure out on this motor. So that'll be something to do on another day. It will not be today. And so these ones are pretty much ready to now mock these up like we did the other motor. So I have to go ahead and rebuild the crank for him now. When I get the flywheels more or less done. We'll have to make up another motor like this. This is motor number 2. We gotta get the motor number 1 done. Motor number 1's over there. So let's get some more parts here to do another motor. Oh yeah, we already did them. Right here. More parts, rod set, all that. So that'll have to be rebuilt. So that'll be something we'll do again another day, not today. Now we got to take that one apart so I can cut the flywheels. So that'll be the next video. Alright, that's it for now. More junk. Oh, here's what the washers look like that we're using. Here's a whole stack. These come in different dimensions. There's a 30 thou one, there's an 1/8 inch one right next to each other. So anyway, those go on there, and this is how I get my roller thrust washer. Roller bearing thrust washer for the crank. Makes these early motors live. Alright, that's it for now.